Welcome back. If you're here, it means you understand that most life interactions, whether it's a sale, a relationship, or a negotiation, are not about objective facts. They are battles of psychology. This is the full, unabridged deep dive exploration into how people use your deepest fears against you. Today's topic is the faux walkaway pivot. It sounds simple, but it's one of the most powerful and manipulative tools in human interaction. The core concept here is loss aversion. Scientifically, loss aversion dictates that the pain of losing something is psychologically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining something equivalent. We are wired to avoid loss at all costs. In negotiation terms, this means that if I make you feel like you are about to lose the deal, the perfect car, the ideal partner, the chance for success, your focus immediately shifts from "what do I want" to "how do I prevent the loss?" This is the faux walkaway. The person, the manipulator, the seller, or the partner, doesn't actually leave. They simply threaten to leave, to walk away from the table, to end the conversation. And what happens when you feel that threat? Your brain goes into high alert. You experience immediate panic. You start conceding points, agreeing to terms you didn't want, just to restore the perceived status quo. The goal is not to convince you, the goal is to trigger your primal fear of loss, making you chase them just to feel safe again. So, how do you recognize this? The first sign is a sudden, dramatic shift in tone or body language when things are going well. They might say things like, "Well, if you can't see the value in this," or "I guess I'll just go find someone who will." Notice that subtle implication of your failure. This is gaslighting 101. They are making you doubt your own judgment and value, so that when they walk away, it feels like your loss. The key to breaking this cycle is recognizing that the threat of loss is always a negotiation tactic, never an emotional truth. Your immediate internal response must be to label the tactic. Say to yourself, "This is loss aversion being deployed." Naming it strips it of its power. When they walk away, do not chase. Do not plead. The moment you pursue them, you validate their tactic and confirm that your self-worth is dependent on their presence. Instead, you must maintain absolute emotional neutrality. You can acknowledge their statement without accepting the premise of loss. You pivot the conversation back to your needs. "I understand you feel that way, but let's refocus on what we were discussing." You refuse the emotional bait. In relationships, this manifests as emotional withdrawal. If a partner threatens, "I'm leaving you if," your job is to resist the panic and ask, "What specifically are we doing right now that makes you feel unsafe?" They are using ambiguity because vague threats are much harder to defend against than concrete needs. You must force them into specificity. If they cannot articulate the specific behavior that needs changing, then their threat is empty noise. You treat it as such. This applies to consumer negotiations too. If the salesperson says, "This price is only good today, or you lose it," they are triggering your FOMO, your fear of missing out. Your counter is to slow down. "I appreciate the urgency, but I need 24 hours to review this." You remove their artificial time constraint. Remember that true value is not based on scarcity or artificial deadlines. If the deal is good, it will still be there tomorrow. Mastering this requires emotional martial arts. You must learn to observe the tactic without internalizing the fear. It's an intellectual exercise. When you feel that familiar tightening in your chest, that panic, that's the trigger. Breathe into it. Recognize it as a psychological mechanism at work. The ultimate counter to the faux walkaway is radical self-acceptance. You must know your worth independent of their presence or agreement. This isn't about being aggressive, it's about being unshakable. It's about having an internal locus of control that no external threat can touch. So, the next time someone tries to make you feel like you're losing something, a deal, a connection, your peace of mind, remember this blueprint. You are not reacting to reality, you are reacting to a manufactured emotional crisis designed for maximum leverage. By understanding loss aversion and the faux walkaway pivot, you don't just win a negotiation, you fundamentally change your relationship with power. This knowledge is your shield. Use it to protect your boundaries, your time, and most importantly, your emotional peace. Don't just watch this video and forget it. Practice recognizing these triggers in your daily life. Start small. Because true power doesn't come from forcing someone else to concede, it comes from realizing that your self-worth is non-negotiable.